special edition of the Whip and AK show, Uncensored. And today we had to do something different, Kay.
We did.
We had to come right down here in Toledo to the 419 Grind Podcast Studios. And we want to thank Mr. Jesse Coleman for letting us come. Pause. But anyway, thank you for giving us this space because we want to do something real quick. But before we do, you know, we got to make sure we shout out our sponsors before we get into this really deep thing. First of all, as always, make sure you check out our #1 sponsor, Northwest Championship Wrestling. They've been looking out for us for the last couple of weeks. They got a great show, Cyber Wars, coming up May 28th. So make sure you check that out right in Berkeley, Michigan, 7 p.m. at the Knights of Columbus. It is a fan-friendly event, family-friendly event.
A fan-friendly, too.
Yeah, exactly, fan-friendly, too. You know what I'm saying? I've been drinking a little bit before we got here.
No, you don't say.
You know, I don't drink that much.
Say it ain't so.
But, yeah, it's a family-friendly show, guys, so come check that out. We just had Santana Jackson. He is actually part of the Michael Jackson Live in Vegas touring event, and he's actually one of our wrestlers as well. He just won an interstate title, so come check it out. Fun show. Also check out our boy DJ Dale B Detroit. He has ballroom classes each and every Tuesday at the Dream Suite in Farmington Hills, Michigan, from 7 to 9. It is only $10. And AK is looking at me like, how does he know all this information without his notes?
Wait, yeah, because do you stand in front of the mirror and do this every day? Okay, what's going on? Because I'm looking like, what is notes
baby?
Yeah.
It's off the cuff right here with the boy Whip. But yes, at the Dream Suite in Farmington Hills, Michigan, make sure you check him out. DJ Dale B Detroit. Ballroom classes. It is for couples. It is for singles. It is for whoever. So guys, if you out there like, man, I can't find no women, well, go out there, because you're going to be like one of the only guys there with a bunch of women getting a two-step on, and then you get to touch that small of the back. Because once you touch that small of the back, you got their ass.
Oh, Lord. I cannot.
Am I lying, though? Am I lying? Once you get that, come on, man. When you get that small of the back, it's like, I mean, then
you look at him like he gonna save you. He don't have a mic.
Right. You saw I tried to sit it over to him.
Yeah, you did.
Check them out, though. Make sure, like I said, DJ Del B Detroit. We got all that information on our Facebook page. And AK, you got one more.
I do, but I can't just like blurt it out like you. I should have had a couple shots, I think, before I came. So the other sponsor that we have is Ready to Rock the House LLC. It's a locally owned business that specializes in family and recreational fun. They offer a variety of indoor and outdoor entertainment. You know, like I said before, bouncy houses. They have those balls, those plastic balls that you get in and you hit people and you can go up and down and bounce all around. And they have bumper balls, projection screens for graduations, birthday parties, anything in the summertime you want to make your summer more fun. Hit them up on RTR House on Facebook or Ready to Rock the House LLC on Facebook, and check them out for all the promotions that they have going on.
For sure, for sure. But, AK, we talking about our sponsors, but some special stuff going on with you soon, too.
Yeah. What?
What? What? You're going to be in, like I said, last week I was on this past Wednesday. Shout out to the homie Marissa and Daddy Lee. I was on Keeping It Real with Marissa.
Oh, yeah.
On 106.1 WAKT. They had your boy on there. I got to run my mouth.
Yes, you did. And I only got the butt end of it.
Very much so.
Yeah.
What type of teammate are you? You're my radio sister, and you don't even listen to my...
And I swear to God, listen to me when I tell you every Sunday when you're on the radio, on... What are audio?
See, but see, listen though.
No, I'm about to tell you that every Sunday I'm like in bed and I'm like, oh damn, I forgot to listen. Like every time it happens, and I'm like, shoot, I gotta say something to him. So I gotta go back and be like, bro, can I get a replay? Cause I forgot to listen.
See how she do me, man. See how she do me.
I need alarm clocks for all this stuff.
But yes, we are. By the way, I am on Urban 95 on Autolist, so download the Autolist app. I'm on there each and every Sunday from 3 to 7 p.m. Excuse me, Saturday and Sunday from 3 to 7 p.m.
Damn, that long?
Yeah,
and I missed that whole window?
The whole window. I got like 48 breaks.
Oh, my God.
We spent the whole weekend.
I'm a horrible friend.
And I done shout her out like every weekend. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Boy, they say teamwork makes the dream work, but not really, I guess.
I'm so sorry. I feel bad.
But also, guys, AK will be on Keeping It Real. She's going to record tomorrow, and I believe they play it next week.
Yes.
I believe that's how it works.
We'll record tomorrow. Me, Marissa, and Danny, and me tomorrow. So I'm excited. No, I was supposed to write my like autobiography or whatever. They're like, tell us about you, and I'm like, I don't know anything about me. Ask somebody. Like, I don't know nothing about me.
Autobiography.
Isn't that what it's
You want a
called?
whole book? Damn, okay.
I don't know. They want something on me, like
Well, damn.
like my rundown or something. I'm like, I really don't know.
I get it.
I have dogs. That's all I can tell you.
Well, guys, for real, thank you for all the support. And like I said, we love you guys for checking us out, and we love everybody that's helping us grow this thing.
Man.
And with that being said, if you have a business out there and you want to help move your business to the forefront,
Yes.
reach out to us.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to grow together.
Yes,
and
we
why
are.
am I sweating already? Man, I think it's because our guest.
I wonder.
You know, I was trying to keep it all professional. When my guest over here is so super thick, and I'm trying to be professional.
Kinda weak.
I didn't notice, though. I didn't notice at all.
Oh, my God.
But speaking of that, woo, Lord, okay.
Lord, someone get this man a towel.
And we all on camera right now, Lord. Shout out to the 419 Grind podcast. But real talk, like I said, if you do want to be a sponsor, reach out to us. We have some amazing packages starting really from $25 up, man. So you can grow with us, and we can help you grow, man. And AK, I didn't even tell you this.
I love this because we're in front of each other and we get to like spill all the tea, right?
We haven't been together like this since being on that thing.
Yeah, that whatever.
That whatever.
Yeah, but this is so fun. I like it.
But
Yeah.
you know, I didn't even tell you this though.
Why not? We're a team.
Well, it's some things have to be a secret. But
Oh, okay.
so I've been reaching out to a lot of different radio stations.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of them hit us up. They want to start bringing the Whip and AK show Uncensored in an edited form onto their radio stations as well. So we're going to start being syndicated. So shout out to 96.7 in Detroit.
Really?
They really just emailed us. So I'm going to start sending it. See, that's the reaction I wanted.
Really?
Now, now I told them we're not going to curtail our cussing. But, we can edit it. They got the stuff.
That's what I don't know. I don't know. Can I cuss here? I can? Okay. Because I just didn't want to seem like unprofessional. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. Okay.
But yeah, so because the plan is, I figure the more places we syndicate it in, the more people get whipped.
Wow, look at you.
So I'm always thinking, man.
Look at you. That's my partner.
That's what we do.
Now I'm going to have to listen on Sunday from 3 to 7. For sure. Right.
But with that being said, we do have a guest on today. Y'all have heard her kind of laughing already, man. And her name is Nikki. I've known this young lady for, a couple of years now, right?
Yes, you've known me for at least 5 or 6 years, probably longer than that.
So a few.
I'm glad she said 6 because I know my girlfriend for 5, so it had to be longer than that. So it don't look like I was trying to meet her during the time I knew my girlfriend.
Right.
Woo! Thank you.
Thank yourself for that one.
But with that being said, yes, and the topic, as you saw in the caption, is something very serious. Okay, if you could go ahead and talk a little bit about what the topic is today.
Yeah. We are going to be talking about domestic violence, and I really want you to tell your story because your story is a real.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's a real true story. And this does happen to people. What happened to you?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so I just kind of want to jump into it. I mean, I know we were laughing and having fun, but like you went through some super, super serious shit.
I did.
Well, before you go there, though, I want you to make sure you get right on that mic. I want to make sure I talked about this first, though. Let them introduce yourself. Let them know your name and kind of what were you like. What do you do? How old you are? Where you from? And like she does art and all type of stuff.
Here's your autobiography.
We can do that too.
We can do that as well. She's single.
Well,
my name is Nikki. I'm 36. I don't do anything really but take care of my children. I have kids with autism. So they really my main focus. Especially now we healing from everything that happened. So
right.
It's been a struggle, but that's basically all I do is take care of them because I have to repair what I ultimately messed up. So that's basically all I've been doing lately is trying to get us back good mentally and jump back out there. I'm an artist. I paint. I draw. I write. I design clothes. I fix cars. I do a lot of stuff.
Fix cars?
Yes.
And it's wild
Me and
because
my friends put my radio in. I helped them change my life. I do oil changes, all types of stuff.
Hey.
and what's wild is that her paintings are amazing. Well, my partner Lakeisha from Urban Embodiment, my company, we did a small business expo, a vendor event in Lansing. And she was one of the vendors, and she had some amazing paintings.
Really?
Like, this girl is like Pablo Blacko.
Pablo Blacko.
Yeah, like full-fledged, you know what I'm saying? Like, she is a beast. Like, how long have you been doing that painting and drawing and stuff?
I've been drawing and painting since I was a kid, probably like 11 or 12. My father is a jack of all trades. He was an artist as well, so I used to see him drawing me with markers and stuff, and painting me, and I used to be like, I want to do that, Daddy.
Hey,
let me try that, Daddy.
That's
like,
cool.
Get a pencil, try it, and
So you and your pops had a good relationship?
Yes, me and my father have a wonderful relationship. He's not missing in action or anything. My parents are married, so I just,
Okay. So if we can kind of go to the beginning then. Like, can we start from the jump, like, maybe before what had happened? How was your taste in men before the man?
I know she don't like 6'5". I know she don't like 6'5" guys with glasses.
Oh, no?
Yeah.
How do you know? You don't know. You don't care about that either.
Absolutely not.
Right.
I mean, my taste in men was pretty average. I didn't really.
Like she said, what is your type?
My type, I don't have one because as soon as I tell somebody my type, then they just automatically fit it.
I guess right.
That's no point.
That's that. That's that projection, narcissism stuff.
Exactly.
And they know what they're doing when they do that.
Narcissistic people,
for sure.
Basically,
that's what I'm saying. Like more, and I don't want to say the bad boy isn't narcissistic, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, was it more of like a bad boy image that you were going for?
For the most part, yes.
Okay.
I talk to street dudes.
I feel you. Yeah.
They in the streets,
Yeah.
I know something
you were there with it too. I was with it too. I get it. I was right there. I was like, the more street, the more hood. Hey, what's up? Yeah. So then, okay. So let's start. So then you met this man.
I met my son's father like.
So he is the father of your children.
One of my kids. I have two kids.
Okay.
He's the father of the youngest one. I met him like when he got out of jail. Like I want to say like 2012. I met him a long time ago. It just took a minute for us to get a kid because we were just off and on.
And the first 6 months.
The first 6 months he did not stay here. He had got paroled like an hour away from Detroit or whatever.
Okay.
So I
and make sure you talk right into that mic.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so I didn't really see him like probably for like 6 or 7 months. But when I saw him, it wasn't, he was just a fuck buddy. Just be real, he was a fuck buddy. I knew he was a male whore. So, but
the first like 6 to 7 months, you guys took that time to get to know each other, correct?
Yeah, well, I'm
gonna say get to know each other because maybe he got to know what he wanted you to know.
Exactly. Yes, that's what it was. We was like best friends. We was real cool. Like he told me about the girls he talked to. I told him about some of the dudes I talked to. Used to hang out, chill, just friend stuff. And then we mistakenly one day, got a little too loose.
Yeah.
And then a seed was planted and it grew.
Okay.
So,
So I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of times, you know how guys can be on social media. They think that you purposely go out there looking for, like you just automatically fall in love with somebody that's an asshole.
No.
So wasn't that was never your plan from jump?
No, and he was not like that. He was good until his father passed away. He became a completely different person towards me because I didn't have time for all the stuff he was going through. Not the father dying, just the other stuff. How the chicks, I'm living, I'm vibing, I'm out here doing my thing. I ain't got time to chase around you if you playing with me.
So was that something that you had dealt with through the whole relationship, though, was other females?
Yeah. He always had other chicks. That was definitely, he's never been a different person than the person that I met. He just, more of him came out.
Right.
Like, he was always that person. I can't sit up here and say, oh, he was faithful and he did this, that, and the third, because I never believed that he was. That's why I never was really big on saying, oh, this is my man, or none of that.
Okay, so did he make you think that he was faithful? When you would did you confront him, and would he be like, nah, you know what I mean? Or
he tried to, but I don't believe what you say to me. Like, your actions speak way louder
than
words.
Wait a minute.
I agree with that.
Wait a minute. No, I got to jump in here. Because, I know we're talking past tense, but y'all not going to just trash men like that. So and AK, I want you to say this too, because you said
we're trashing narcissists, not men.
Okay.
There's chicks that do the same thing now.
Agreed.
But Dog was straight up about who he was. AK, have you ever been in a situation like this where you met a guy, he was straight up about how he was, but you still... Now, I want to ask both of you this since we're talking about it.
Okay.
Did you ever think that you would change this guy from being what he was? and I actually want you to answer first. A guy that you might have dated in the past that told you how he got down. Did you ever think he would change him?
Yeah, for sure. I thought I would be good enough.
Now, what about you?
Yeah, I thought I was good enough. You know, I put him on a pedestal for so many years. I was always available.
And that's it.
To talk, you know, whatever, any issues or problems. Yeah. Even his chicks would reach out to me because of how cool we were. Like, they knew I meant something.
So would they be trying to check you tip, or they were just talking like, okay.
Nobody has ever checked me about this person.
She talked way into the mic on that one, like, nobody. Straight up. You're going to hear this.
Right. Ain't nobody ever checked me about him before. When I've addressed people that thought they were checking me, they got real quiet, you know, saying they family friends, turn up in the obituary as a significant other and stuff like that. But, you know, ain't nobody checked me.
Are you the only baby's mama?
Oh, no, he was a whore. He got several.
Okay.
It's a lot. He got like 8 or 9 kids, only claimed 3.
Really?
Yeah, he was a horrible.
Okay.
Horrible with that. I feel bad for the children who actually had a relationship with him, because I'm hearing stories from people that you talk to, and you talking about you only got 3 kids, and I know you for sure had at least 7 or 8. Like, talk to them.
What would be the reason to lie about? I mean, it ain't like you said he got none. What would be the reason?
Just don't want to claim them.
Well, maybe he thought that, like, saying if he had 9, he wouldn't be able to get as many women or something.
Oh, that's a lie. You say you got 20, and a woman will be like, I change you, baby.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
I change you.
Because I got a homegirl right now. She was baby mama number 9 to a personal trainer.
I'm baby mama number 9 to my first baby daddy.
Oh, well, see, yeah. So no, you're right. It didn't matter.
It don't matter. You know?
Shout out to all the personal trainers acting like they don't like thick girls, but they're knocking all the pussy down.
Okay, you know, I am baby mama number 9.
Okay, so going back to the story. So from the first 1 to 6 months, you guys weren't physically together, correct?
Yeah, no, I couldn't see him. Okay. I wasn't driving that far.
But the talking game was strong and over the phone.
He was a charmer.
For sure.
He was a pretty boy. He was a charmer. He was very sweet.
Okay. Now, when did you guys physically come in contact with each other? How long after you guys initially met?
Probably like 6 months, 7 months, because he was, like I said, far away. So when he came to the city, that's when we started, like, meeting up, kicking it every now and then. But I noticed, like, you know, you just got out. You went when you was a teenager. You still a kid.
Okay.
You're not mentally mature enough
to
do more than what you've been missing. Mm-hmm. So it was a lot of, I can't mess with you because you fresh out. You like a little kid. You like a little horny corn dog. Mm-hmm. So
Right.
No, I'm good.
Well, at least you knew that part, right?
Yeah. So I disappeared.
Okay. And then at some point, you guys obviously became more than just hanging out.
I mean, yeah, you know.
How much longer? Like, would you say y'all started getting, like, tight and, like, we're, like, kind of like, this is my dude, you know what I'm saying?
Like, did you ever claim him at any point?
Never, ever?
Never.
Really? No, not at all.
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, there's pictures of him, you know, on my page or whatever, but... Like
I said, then when did he think you were his girl? Let's say that.
Honestly, I don't think he ever did.
Really?
Okay. He just wanted to control me. He was very controlling.
So, yeah.
Very, very controlling.
Okay. So, I guess, like, when was your first inclination? You're like, this dude.
It's a little different. Like,
yeah, like, this is getting to be controlling. Like, you popping up, bruh? Or what?
In 2016, I want to say in 2018... 17, 18, that's when I found out, like, oh, this is not the same person that I met in 11. Mm-hmm. Like, something has happened, and it's not just because your dad passed away. Like, something's not balanced. That's when I also found out that he had mental health problems.
Okay.
So,
which is something we talk about a lot on this show.
Yeah.
Mental health that goes unchecked.
Yeah.
When you realized that it was something going on, did you ever get to a point where you're like, dog, hey, we need to kick it. Like, homeboy, what's going on? Like, or did you just kind of let it be because that was him?
No, I encouraged him to get back on medicine.
So he actually was on full-fledged meds.
I was very encouraged, and I wanted the best for him. I never wanted, even what ultimately happened to him, I didn't want it to happen. Even though he was mean and told me numerous times, you the worst female I've ever met. Mm-hmm. You remind me of my mother so much. Like, I can't stand you. And I'm like, damn, what your mama do to you that was that bad? Aside from...
Is that a trait of narcissism to build you up?
For sure. Yeah, it's a roller coaster. You know what I mean? It's okay, like for narcissistic people, and for people that are involved, it's a drug. Like, you get that dopamine.
Yeah, they get off of.
Yeah,
they get off on
and you as a victim as well get. It's a drug. You get addicted to it. So in the beginning, they're all nice and they're very, and then they start slowly pulling away, changing stuff up, and your brain wants what you had in the beginning. So it's like fiending for, and then they'll give you a little bit of it, and then they'll take it away again. Yeah. So that's
you right.
Yeah.
We was like this in the beginning, thick as thieves. Like I didn't care. I wasn't trying to be his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I was just, you was cool. Too many dudes lie for me to just be willing to be like, I'm gonna be your girlfriend.
Right.
See, that brings up something else. So let me ask you this: like, I got homegirls that been in situations where dudes will, do that. I love you, I hate you, and then next thing you know, they bringing flowers, take you to dinner. Will he do that type of hookup?
Oh yeah, he would try to, the I'm sorry and I didn't mean it, and I'm just like, what? But you keep telling me this. So I'm just ugly and fat and nobody's ever going to want to talk to me.
So was it both mental and physical, or was it all mental?
Physical, verbal.
Okay.
See, that's the thing that's shocking to me, though. Because, like, and you just said, like, how he would try to take you down. And we're going to talk about the physical, too. But even the verbal, like, I seen your Facebook page. I seen the people go crazy over you 24/7, 365. So why? So that's what they do. Even though they see a million people telling you how much they like you, they purposely try to attack something on you to try to bring you down.
They don't want nobody liking you.
They don't want nobody liking you.
Right. They don't even like themselves.
But why, now I'm gonna say this on a level of y'all being ladies. With all the men that notice you, like you, why do you let that one person affect your mental? I think I've told the story before, but there was a club in Detroit called Club Rain. And they were having a party that night, and they were doing a $1,000 twerk off. But it's the reason why I say that. There was a young lady that was supposed to be in the contest, right? So she was smart. She was walking around the room, going to every dude before she went on the stage. Hey, how you doing, bro? We're trying to, make them so when they came on stage, they would vote for her. But one dude asked her for a number while she was being friendly. She was like, well, I can't do that. The dude gonna flip on and say, whatever, you like a man anyway. Don't nobody want your ugly ass.
Right.
It messed her up so bad, she never went on stage.
Oh, wow.
So now she going, the same dude that she was interacting with to try to get her to vote for was like, man, that guy said I look like a man. It threw her off. Why did that one man saying that bother, you know what I'm saying? Like, the 500 guys that were in there willing to support her to win the star, like she never even got on stage. Like, as a woman, what does that do? That one person that you rock with saying something negative?
Well, that's weird because she didn't even know him. So for her to let
I agree, but she let it get to her though.
I'm not about to let a stranger get on my nerves. I know what I am, who I am, and what I'm gonna do. As far as a significant other, like you said, if it's something that you want to get back to, you're gonna try to work on getting back to it.
I think as far as that question goes, I think a lot of females are already struggling with like who they are, like she said, and their self-esteem. And their self-esteem. So I think that one time that had happened with that guy, it probably was just like what broke the camel's back. Like it's probably something that's built up or has something to do with like past abuse or something, or that's like a sensitive thing for her. Maybe she's probably been called that before in her past or something. So it kind of maybe just triggered her. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So for like a timeline, because I want all the ladies out here to kind of that might be in the same situation because we know that there are tons of that are going through the same thing. As far as a timeline goes, like I want them to you kind of tell them like at what point was the first time you were kind of like, oh, I don't like what he's doing. Like, it was a red flag for you.
My first red flag was, it was an instance where one of my friends went to jail with him, and they had, other friends in jail or whatever, and they was talking back and forth, calling him a pedophile, and because he went to jail for having sex with somebody that was in high school, had a baby by her she was in middle school. Take that back, not high school. She was in the 8th grade. I think he was in the 10th grade. And he claimed he didn't know, but whatever. I believe he did. But, they was talking about him, and I'm like, don't be talking about him. I didn't say that was my son's father. I was just like, don't be talking about my friend like that. Like, why would you do that? And then Like, he just went crazy on me on Facebook. Like, he was commenting, like, fuck you, don't nobody care about you. You a hoe. Yeah.
Not even knowing that you the one riding for him while all these people talking shit about him.
Because he's taking it out on you because you're the closest thing to him.
Exactly. He like, you a hoe and you shouldn't have ever slept with nobody I knew. And I'm like, how am I supposed to know y'all went to jail together? I don't be asking for rap sheets and what prison you went to and all that other shit.
So what happens with narcissists, too, is they turn everything around. Nothing can ever be their fault.
Oh, yeah, nothing. So
whenever it's their fault, the only way for them to get away from it is to start deflecting. And when they deflect, they turn it on you. So they can make it your fault. That way the pressure and the heat is off them, and then it turns into something that you've done wrong.
Yep. Every time.
Right. We educating today because I wasn't hip to know.
Man, I would think that I like knew anything about this. Like, I've never been there before.
Right.
This is wild, though.
It's crazy.
So he would start with that. That abuse was first.
That was the first thing.
Okay.
And I was like, who you talking to? Like, you ain't never talking to me like this. Like, what's good? Like, what's up? Like, why are you talking about me like this online? He like, well, I was just mad because they was calling me a pedophile. I said, and I had your back. I got into it with my homeboy. Like, never saw him again for real after that. And that was, like, my friend. Like, that was almost like a best friend to me. Like, he was helping me and all types of stuff. And, yeah, it was just, I'm rad for what I felt like my heart wanted me to ride for, which was a dumb decision. But, you know, I still ride.
Yeah, the heart wants what it wants at the time. You know what I mean? And especially when you have feelings for somebody and you think that they're, you know what I mean, who you want them to be. You can't help that.
You're right.
And then, so that was a red flag for you. How long after that, would you guys got in an argument, I assume, or?
We got into an argument. It wasn't anything physical. The physical didn't come until April 2018.
Okay.
So let's step back. So y'all had been talking for, was that about a year or so or two before any type of physical?
No. That was from 11 to
you said 2011.
18. We were fine for 7 years.
And when did you? Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But there were red flags in between there.
Yeah, that's what I missed. Okay.
I didn't talk to him like that. I knew he was a hoe, so I was just doing my thing.
So y'all was just cool.
I see him every now and then. Like I said, he was a fuck buddy.
And you knew he had other females, so y'all was just like that. So you were like,
exactly.
Okay.
I'm good.
So the physical comes in about 2018. What was the, if you remember, what was the situation that first caused the physical?
I went and picked him up from Westland. I had my children in the car, and he said I was driving too fast. So, because I was just trying to hurry up and get back home, I was annoyed. He was being rude, disrespectful, and I have a son that's 12. So,
was he in your son was in the vehicle?
10. Both my kids was in the car.
Okay.
My son was 10 at the time, and he was just like, pull over and grab the steering wheel, and I'm like, the hell? I had it strong enough to where it didn't move, but then he just started punching me in my face while I'm driving. All I could do was hold the steering wheel. My son in the back crying like, this man is hurting my mom.
Had he ever, like, pushed you prior to that? Like, any hands on you at all? Really? And he went full pledge. Right, all out, huh?
Yeah, he pulled my hair out.
No,
it was crazy.
In that moment, because I know how you are. Like, you ain't soft at all. Like,
I am not.
But in that moment, what goes through your mind in this is, well, I'm whooping ass? Do you, like, I can't believe this motherfucker just did this? Like, what crosses your mind at that moment?
I couldn't believe that he did it, and then my children were in the car.
Right.
And, like, when I snapped, I snapped. I didn't want to snap in front of my kids because I didn't want them to be scared of me.
Right.
And he was also big. Like, he was a big, cocky dude. He wasn't small. He's bigger than me. So it's just like, okay, I'm eating the punches because, like, yeah, you big, but you ain't break nothing. I ain't have a black eye, none of that. But he was speed bagging my face while I'm driving down Southfield. Oh, my God. Okay. My head just going like, boom, boom. I'm just still driving, boom.
Because he said you were driving too fast.
Yeah, he said I was driving too fast. My car was raggedy, and, you know, like.
So he was so angry. Right, now let me ask you.
He came up from his significant other's house. Yeah.
Did you find that when he may have been talking to other females or maybe going through with other females that he would get angry at you? Like he would, like he would.
Now that's common too?
Yeah.
Very.
Very common. Because
I don't care if he was mad at a stranger, it's going to come back to me.
Yeah.
Word.
Because, like, they're conflicting with the other person or they start a fight with you in order to kind of like go be with the other person. Because you see the time, they have to break up time, especially when people are seeing more than one person. So they have to break up.
See, and I get what y'all said, but it just seems so ass backwards to me, because it would think to me, if you beefed out with somebody, whoever, your other, well, I know if I go back to the crib, I got some ass on the floor. You know what I'm saying when I say that? I mean, you got somebody, all right, your main is there, and she can rub your back. At least you got something that'll calm you down. So it's just weird to me that instead of them doing that, they would come home and be negative towards you. I don't know. It just seems so backwards.
I think they're more mad at themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they take it out on whoever's there.
Right there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a whole method to their madness, for real.
So, okay, so the first situation happens, and this hasn't happened in years. Did you ever think like, well, dog, I'm leaving you right now? Did he try to say, you know what, like you said, I'm sorry, and just work it out? Like, what did you feel at that point?
At that point, I just wanted him to get out my car. I wanted him to get away from my kids. I wanted him to be back at girly crib. Like, you go back where I got you from. I don't care how you get there, but you can leave me alone.
Right. Yeah. At that
was my line a lot. Leave me alone. Go talk to these other females you keep entertaining that you telling me you're not. I don't care. You was cool. Dick was wonderful. It's not that
Cover my ears.
I could find better penis out here. I'm not
Cover my
it's a
ears.
million fish in the sea. That's not even, here nor there. But
so let me ask you this: if that wasn't the issue, was it mentally manipulating? Was he mentally manipulating you?
No, yeah, because he would contradict himself about our son. He would say a lot of mean stuff that I'm not going to repeat just because, you know, my son got autism, and my son had a bond with him, and he saw him every day. So, like, it's hard to change a kid with autism schedule, because when they get used to something, that's what they want to do.
Right.
So, I stayed around because that's all you were good for. Like,
So what did your family think about dog?
Yeah, did he isolate you?
Yeah, did he try to keep you away from them? Did they like him? Because I know
nobody liked him.
Straight up,
right?
Not a soul.
Now, so they knew the story, because I know I had some friends that what they would do is they would never tell their parents or whatever how out cold he was. The dude even though he was whooping on them
for sure.
But because I dated this one girl literally. And I remember going to her family Thanksgiving dinner, and she had this uncle that was really rich. He was a senator or whatever.
Ambrosia salad.
Yeah, exactly. Ambrosia salad. And she told me ahead of time. She was like, "He's going to talk about Tony. Just ignore it." He said, "I never told him Tony used to whoop my ass, but the way he was in front of her family, like this motherfucker was goddamn Bill Cosby. It's like sweater Bill Cosby, not Bill Cosby."
Well, that's another trait of narcissism. They will have everybody thinking that they are God's gift. Like they know how to fool everybody around your family. Everybody, they'll be the nicest person to anybody that they think that they have to be, but behind closed doors, it's a whole different side of them.
Damn.
A whole different side. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I say you never know what goes on behind closed doors. So your son, you were staying, I mean, like, because obviously this is a hard situation already. You have a child with special needs, so that's hard in itself. Then you're dealing with him. And so it's hard to leave somebody that you already have a child with, but then when you're being mentally manipulated on top of that, it's like 10 times harder to leave.
Yeah, I felt bad. I felt very sympathetic because you got mental issues too.
Right.
You in the same boat as my son, so I'm not going to give up on you because I'm not going to give up on my son. And I think that's where I messed up at, because my family and my friends kept telling me to leave him alone. And I'm just like, y'all don't understand, like you said, trying to get back to that person. I was trying to get back to somebody that I met in 2011, 2012, and that man was gone already.
Right.
And see, that right there, and this is what I'm going to say to all the listeners that whether hear this on a video podcast or the audio podcast. See, fellas, a lot of these women act like they so gangster, so tough. See, she laughing because she know what I'm about to say. They really soft in the hell in the middle. They soft as hell in the middle, and she know I'm not lying.
That's because she has to be in her masculine energy, because she can't be in her feminine energy with nobody out here.
But a lot of dudes get so nervous, they hear that, and they like, I'm not messing with her. But, like, unfortunately, the people that will stay and deal with it are not the quote unquote good guy.
They're not.
It's the, you know what I'm saying, the asshole
Right.
that will say, I'm going to break through that wall because I know what's on the inside.
Right.
But, you know, the good guy, he's going to just make a bunch of posts. Nobody likes good guys. Good guys in the ass.
I'm weak.
But those are the, you know what I'm saying, and I know we kind of being laughing about it, but it's unfortunate because, like I said, it's the motherfucker that will say, I'm going to break her, I'm going to go on the inside of her and find out the real.
Because it's their job as narcissists to sniff out the good in people. He sees something good in her. He don't trust and believe that they see the light.
And he knew
that was shining.
And he knew the strings that would, like, how can I put it? She could go over to that room over there, but I know what it could.
For sure.
Put her just back just a little bit.
Always.
Yeah, she was no dark soul. She was a light soul that he seen shining, and he seen her coming a mile away, and he fed off of her. All of her. Yeah, he did.
He did real bad. Mm-hmm. That's why he was climbing through my window.
Now, would you say he broke you down? Like,
oh,
you know what I mean?
I used to model. I used to do a lot of stuff. And when I started putting on weight, he just started making it worse. And it was just like, damn, so why you talking to me then? Go talk to these bad bitches that you have, these zoo animals that I found out what they look like.
These zoo animals.
Go on and talk to them. Go on with Animal Farm.
Can we talk, because you said we could be totally transparent here, right?
Transparent.
There was something that you once told me, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, she used to draw and do artwork before. You told me one time, dog literally ripped up and destroyed some of your work before. Did you ever say that?
Yeah, he's tried to destroy my house. He's broken things that belong to my children and had them lie to me. He kicked a hole in one of my canvases. Like, he used to do so much hateful, despite me being the sweetest person, helping him with his kids, all of that. He still used to try to be just so mean to me and just be like, you just nothing. You ain't shit. You ain't gonna never be shit.
Right. Everything was always your fault.
Everything.
No matter what.
You just mentioned that he brought up when you gained weight. You know what I'm saying? Even though we know in 2023.
We just talked about it.
Yeah, before you came in this, men love the thickness.
They do.
But
they do.
He
probably do.
And look, this ain't the dating show here. That's what that's the show me and Lakeisha do. That's the show, not the me show. AK, me and Lakeisha do the dating show. That's something different.
Looking for a date.
Look at her. She looked in the camera like,
I am not looking for a date. I'm good.
But even with that, that's just crazy to me. Like they said, they will take the littlest thing, and they know there could be insecurity, and try to flip it. Now that's crazy.
For sure.
That's crazy.
A narcissist doesn't want somebody to like themselves. You know what I mean? Because it's easier for them to manipulate and break you down when you're on the floor rather than, standing up tall.
Now, did you ever get to a point that you were scared of him?
Yes.
Flat
he
out.
was bigger than me, yes.
So he was flash. Okay.
Even though he boxed my face out and I didn't really have bruises or a black eye, that shit still hurt. I was
now, were
scared.
you at some point, just for any other females out here that, maybe in your situation, were you ever like, he would never do that to me?
Oh, most definitely. That was like after I had our son. No, matter of fact, I take that back before. The chick that he had our son on, because he was in a relationship.
Okay.
He had her looking like when Martin and Tommy Hearns was fighting on Martin.
Oh my God.
If
really?
Gave her the,
if y'all could even see Jesse's face right now.
Like,
if y'all remember that episode, Martin head was about swollen.
Yeah.
Man,
that's man.
I'm talking about he swore her up, and he like, I made a mistake. I can't believe I did it. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why would you put your hands on her?
It was crazy, but it's crazy about it because we know with whether we admit it or not with women. You're taught when you're younger to feel attractive, feel pretty. So somebody try to beat on that or try to break that down, that's such a fucked up thing, though. You know what I'm saying? That's, oh my God, I'm sorry.
I mean, I would hope that females are taught that, but a lot of females aren't.
Seriously?
Yeah. No.
Even with their family growing up?
Yeah. Like,
take a note. We got to write that down. That's a whole other show right there. I didn't know that. That's a whole other show.
Some people don't prepare.
No. Not at all.
They don't.
It's hard out here for a female just to be strong on her own. And when you add everything else in life that she has to do, it's hard. It's hard to become the person the woman that you're supposed to be and finding yourself. And sometimes it just takes one or two couple things for somebody to convince you that you ain't shit. You know what I mean?
And I could imagine that because, you know, you got, obviously, all your mothers, but, you know, when you're out there, you meet people, you really don't know their intentions. You know what I'm saying? They can tell you, they can obviously put a million things in your ear, but is their intention really just get some pussy, or is it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not give a fuck about you, and just to go tell their homeboys, I knocked this chick off, or is it like, I really like, so I can imagine, you're right, it's so much involved. Then you like saying, you got to take care of the home, you got to take care of a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Now, don't get it twisted, because we know women ain't the one that's going to be waving the Superwoman flag like that at all. But I am a realist, so I understand situations like that. But, like, you know, you already talked about what was going on with everything. At what point did you finally say, I can't deal with this shit no more?
Probably like right around, because he moved to Atlanta in like 2020, I want to say. So like 1920, I was like, you know what? Your sister in Atlanta, she got a lot of money. Go down there with her. Go make a life down there. Go better yourself down there. Go find you a girl down there. There's nothing for you up here. Leave. And he was like, all right, well, if you come with me, nah, I'm good. Just go by yourself. I was living for that year, okay? I was having fun.
At that point, were you like?
Matter of fact, that's when I did the art stuff. It was when he was gone.
But now, homie, we got to talk because we said we're gonna be transparent on this show.
Yeah.
So me and you were talking. We were cool on that time. You told me when he was down there, you was feeling, you were fired up.
Free, huh?
I was so free.
I look on Facebook, and my friend is in Atlanta.
Yep, I was.
And I said,
down there.
And I remember I hit you up when I said, I know you didn't. Do you don't even remember that, do you?
I do.
And he was like, Whip, it's been like 6-8 months. I'm like, dog, I know you didn't.
He changed, huh?
No,
you thought he did?
Yo, that was one of the worst. All of my bad trips were with him.
Of
like
course.
The worst.
You know they ruin all holidays, birthdays, everything. Anything
Just
fun.
grab the mic, he want to say something. Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead, girl.
No, it was just, you know, I went down there. I had somebody set up that I had met online to sell some artwork and stuff. And he was like, meet me at this expo. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Oh, boy.
Go down there.
Oh, the other guy you talking about. Okay.
Yeah, this somebody that I really I was really trying to go network.
Okay.
So I get there, and he was like, well, you can come stay with me. And I was like, all right, I got somebody to go see about some artwork. We'll do it. Da-da-da-da. I got a car. And da-da. We ain't do shit. We sat in that little ass one-bedroom apartment the whole time, and I literally cried.
So he ain't have shit either. He ain't have no car, nothing.
He had a car. I mean, his family.
Probably wasn't his, though.
He moved out to Atlanta from Detroit, so he tried to change it up.
You better quit playing.
Go ahead, man. You want to take my mic, dog?
No, this is just a question. Like, was this a different guy?
Who?
No, that you went to Atlanta to see.
No, that's my son's father.
But she went down there networking, talking to some guy that she was going to meet about her artwork.
It was free because I was being cheap.
Oh, okay. He said he was going to help you get around to.
He was going to help me, but I had my money ready with my lift and stuff. I was already ready to slide by myself. I didn't realize he stayed far as hell from where I was supposed to be going. And my connect down there wasn't willing to meet me closer, probably because I had no license. But I was like, all right, I'll get there. And then it just went downhill. Like, you came down here to see another nigga and da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, that is not, you could come with me. Like, you don't have to sit in the car.
I'm glad you touched on that because that's what I want to ask, too. You know, you just talked about you with networking. At this point, I would assume he pretended like he was trying to be just cool at this point.
Yeah.
But, like, how do, and AK, you can answer this, too, like, at this, do guys, when they say they're being cool, how do they handle other men even knowing you? And I'm not even talking about trying to date you, just knowing you. How do they handle that?
Not good.
No.
Every dude that I know I've had sex with in his eyes.
Can we, because we could talk now. Let me tell you something. There was one specific time, and I don't even know if she know this. So my friend here posts pictures, and me being a supportive friend, I'll hit like or whatever on the picture, and I'm looking at...
Hit a heart, don't be a hater. Haters hit.
Well, I was trying not to tell that on the social media, but I'm right here. But anyway, so my friend will post a picture, and I'm being supportive, and I look, and she got 43 comments of people being thirsty. All I say is, I see you, homie. And this one dude comments under my picture, LOL, ha, ha, ha. What? And I'm like, what the fuck is that all about?
You know why?
Come to find out,
it was my baby daddy.
You know why he said?
out of all people, like she done told him I got a whole woman and everything. Like I'm the last person.
Why?
It was an intimate comment.
Yeah.
No. When I say
Because
intimate,
he addressed me.
When I say intimate, I mean like you know her personal.
Yeah.
So that was a problem for him because you know her personal.
Even though you said homie, it don't matter. But you know her.
He didn't care.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's why.
And to this, well, that makes sense. I would never understand. Like
That's exactly why.
I'm gonna call the girl and like, man, my man, what's that all about? Like, why is he mad at me? Like, because this was right after the expo, and she done already told him like he got a whole girlfriend or whatever. And she's like, I don't know why.
You ever heard of that song by Lenny Kravitz, Property? Well, he's letting you know, bro.
But the 500 other
That's
people
what
didn't
it
know.
is.
It was just
No, because you was personal.
man.
And he seen your profile picture and he said, okay, I see you, bulky mofo. Okay. Hee ha ha.
Right.
Yeah.
And he would never say that directly to me, but it was just really strange that out of all but that okay, that makes sense.
Makes
I
sense.
never understood
Man,
it.
we're shining some light onto you today for you to know some things. Man. Okay, so you went to ATL.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
went
you was
down
down
there
there
more than once,
in the dark room, I'm sure, with no windows, because it sounds like this dude don't like sunlight or nothing in his life.
He like sunlight. Like he awake in the morning, open the blinds type of nigga. Like,
Oh, for
chill.
real?
I'm a vampire. Keep this back for a little bit. Let my eyes adjust.
Okay, so he just wanted to keep you hostage down there.
Yeah,
pretty
like,
much.
we didn't go do nothing. Only thing we did
as
one
big as
time
Atlanta is?
was go to the aquarium.
Well, at least I did that.
That was the
I went to the
last
aquarium.
time.
I
I love the
Yeah,
aquarium.
it's
I gotta take
cool.
my kids down
Yeah.
there.
That's what's up.
That was the last trip that I took down there. Because I went down there like 3 or 4 times.
Shout out
You know.
ATL. I
Yeah.
love it down there.
I do. I
Yeah,
do
for
too.
sure.
I'm gonna have better trips
So
now.
how did you go from y'all got in the car, he was punching you, and then he left in 2020. So in between that 2-year period, did he ever touch you again?
Oh yeah, he touched me before he left.
Oh, he did.
The last time he put his hands on me, I tried to pull his dick and balls off. I tried to
damn
castrate
right you
him
did.
with my hands because he was trying to beat my ass with a Moet bottle.
Okay.
And I'm a big chick, but after a while, them little hits started hurting.
For
so I'm
sure.
just like, I gotta get him off me.
Right.
Like I was ripping so hard, he bit my elbow. I think I still got like teeth marks on my
Damn.
elbow. But
That's crazy.
yeah.
Okay.
So my family had caught wind of what happened the next day. And I was crying on FaceTime, and one of my little cousins called her mama like, he gotta go. Like, he's over there abusing my cousin. Like, what? Why won't she leave him alone? I don't understand. Like, he cute or whatever, but nobody understood the bond him and my son had. Like, he was doing stuff nobody else could do with my son. So,
Right.
you know, that was my downfall. I got a weak spot for my babies.
Of course.
So, and I'm only doing this for the constraints of time, but I do want to ask this. So, he's in Atlanta. When the situation, and we're going to go a little deeper into the situation happened, what made him come back up here?
On some real, I don't know. To me, because he tried to make everybody feel like they was the only one. He was mad I wouldn't come down there.
Okay.
Even his sister and his mom were trying to convince me to come down there, and I'm like, y'all don't know this nigga beating my ass. Like, I'm not coming to Atlanta.
So his family thought he was A1. They thought he was right.
I don't know how, but I guess that's that.
You know,
being
they don't
naive.
ever.
just said it, though.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's being naive. And
Yeah, they
he
don't believe
showing
that
a
about their
different
baby.
light. So yeah.
Yeah. So then he comes back up here. So y'all have this thing in Atlanta. Then he comes back up here when? What year?
He came back up here like last October.
Okay. In between that time, Atlanta,
last
and then
October.
last October, were y'all still talking? And
Yeah, I still talk.
So you were
I
still
saw him.
communicating?
I saw him all the time. We
Okay.
were still having sex off and on all the time.
He knew what buttons to touch.
Yeah.
So, since you keep bringing up the sex thing, there was something they was talking about on Charlamagne, the guy at Breakfast Club today.
Shout out Charlamagne, I loved him.
Yeah, because we do.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that too because we need to be on the Breakfast Club sooner or later. One day we need
I
to.
love the way he
gathering
yes.
motherfuckers up.
You know, it'd be a little soft on the ass, but Charlamagne to say whatever he
And
needs to say.
He don't care.
Nah, but he's spiritual as hell, and he's for real. Like, he bring the real, too, and that's what I like about him.
But
Like, for
they
real.
were talking about, like, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna tie it together. They were talking about men having ED. And it was a woman saying she was with a guy that he was an amazing dude, took care of the house, whatever. He just couldn't drop that dick on her. So she was thinking about leaving. And there's always been a thing that people say that a woman would rather be with a dude that could drop good dick than a dude that is just a good dude. Was that dick that good that you always still kind of left the door open for him, like on some Bruno Mars shit?
Prior to us being in our situationship, yes. But it was only when I felt like being bothered. And I'm hitting anybody up. Everybody has to call me. I don't reach out to nobody for real.
Man,
that's still now.
My mom and dad taught me that when I was younger. You don't hit no man up.
Call me, you text me.
Swear.
If you look at all of our responses and texts and everything.
I got to read a comment. Shout out to my boy Jamar. He said sex after he beat her. He said, man, that toxicity be toxin.
Yeah, it was very, very toxic. Like, it wasn't immediately after, but yeah, he hit me.
Would you say you were addicted, though? And not addicted to the dick. Just addicted. Yeah, no, just addicted to him in general. Like, I was talking earlier.
I was.
Yeah.
I felt lost after what happened to him happened.
Yeah.
No.
I was very confused and conflicted after that happened, especially the plethora of females that came out the woodwork that I knew was coming.
Yeah.
Prior to him, did you like toxic? Like, were you always in toxic or no? Kind of, but not really?
Be honest.
Probably in the middle.
Okay. Because a lot of
that drove me, shit.
I'm about to say,
it was in the middle.
I got tons of homegirls that really do.
Oh, that shit drove me.
They don't even move right if it ain't toxic.
Oh, that's facts.
Because to them, that's love.
No, because I will say this right now. You're so used to chaotic, and when you don't have chaotic going on, you're like, I'm bored.
I got a friend right now. She used to talk shit about, she was on the toxic dudes, so she started dating women, thinking that was going to be better.
That wasn't going to change.
And the stud that she with now is worse than the motherfucker. That motherfucker told me when, I drop a voice like that. I say, what? I've been friends for like 15 years.
That stuff got her in check.
Dog, like for real.
That strap on got her in check.
But some people are just so used to being in toxic, and when you're not, it doesn't feel right. You know?
Let me say something real quick. So, my mother went through this for years.
Word.
Yeah. So it's an addiction. Like they feel that it's the attention that this person is giving them, whether it be good or bad. But it's the attention that this person is getting is what they grab onto.
Yep.
So it's not the she got beat, she got mentally abused, she got verbally abused, physically abused, and kept giving chances and chances and chances and chances. And it wasn't because of the kids, me and my brothers and sisters. It was because of, like, this was something that she knew. Like, it was comfortable. She became comfortable with it.
Yep.
I mean, eventually, she ended up putting them out. But at the same time, took years for her to finally say no.
Right.
This is not happening anymore.
Yeah, you typically, with narcissists, you have to go no contact. And that meaning you don't answer a phone call. You don't answer a Facebook message. Wow. You don't answer that front door. You do not speak to them, because if they have an opening this small, like a mouse, it's gonna get right in.
I'm glad you said that, and I want all the listeners to hear that, man. Listen, if you got to block they ass on everything.
That means emails and cash apps too. Because my baby daddy done cashed at me, emailed me, like, I know you see me.
And just a little, for anybody out there going through anything, for sakes of, protecting yourself, all you have to do is tell somebody one time, leave me alone. Do not have contact with me. And if you tell them that one time and they continually do it, hey, you got something there, because, you have to have a paper trail if it comes down to anything that happens. You know what I mean?
And it's funny you said that, because we're going to touch on something happening too. But it's wild that you said it, because even with myself, because like I said, and when we say do this show, understand, it ain't just men that are toxic as hell and do all this. No, trust me, my ex-wife was a motherfucker. Listen, I dated this young lady even after my ex-wife. Now, me and my ex-wife had a threesome with her. You know what I'm saying? And she was a beautiful 5'7", light skin.
There's your visual, everybody.
Right. 5'7", she had these beautiful. She was mixed with these beautiful eyes. But
I'm falling in love over here. What's going on?
Man. But when we rocked, we had no problems for 6 months. Beautiful. Then one day, because she was used to toxic, she just stopped talking to me. So and it's funny, I used to call her Kobe. People say, why you call her Kobe? Because she had been married 5 times, meaning she had 5 rings.
I'm weak.
You know what I'm saying? Let's call her Kobe. But people would always tell me how bad she was. We would go out, everybody said, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But she let that get to her mind. So once she stopped talking to me, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what she would do. Whenever she felt it, the wind blow, change up.
She wants you to change
She
her.
wasn't used to nobody just saying, you sure? Oh, well, I'll never forget. So I was like, you sure about this? Out of nowhere, a week later, hey, so I still got some of your stuff at the house. I'm going to drop it off. And you can just leave it on the porch. What? So I had even hooked her up with her dad up with a job being a Lyft driver, like through me. Then all of a sudden, 6 months later, her dad, hey, Deshaun, I got a question about Lyft. Can I talk to you? No. Because I tried to cut her off. Same thing. I would see her. So every couple months, she would try to figure out a way
to get back in.
Because she had never seen nobody actually say,
no,
it's over. You sure? Literally, matter of fact, so, guys know I run the singles group in Detroit, singles day in Detroit with my partner, Lakeisha. The last time I saw her was there's a bar in Detroit called Detroit Blues Cafe.
I used to work there.
Okay, so they have an upstairs and a downstairs. I see her downstairs. I walk past her, playing on my phone. She stops me. Hey, how you doing? Me and this lady have not dated in 6 years. This is before me and Mama Bear. Hey, gives me a big old hug or whatever. Hey, how you doing? So, of course, I run up and tell Lakeisha, guess who the fuck is in here? I say, Tori in here. So, Keisha, let's understand, just like you, my sister, Keisha's my sister. So, Keisha automatically twist. Keisha's about ready to knock her ass out. I said, Keisha, no, we ain't going to do that. But I'm like, yeah. She's like, what shit? I go upstairs. Do you know, so, of course, the young lady comes upstairs, because as you know, Detroit Blues Cafe had 2 floors. Nah, they got all these booths. I got my people in the singles group in my booth. Out of all the booths in there, she stops and sits next
on
to the
your
booth.
lap?
Well, no, but the booth right next to me. After she says, oh my God, hey Lakeisha, so good to see you. Get her a fake ass hug. Keisha, sour facing. But why would you just thinking I want to be like, you look so nice today. You know what? Take my number down. But because I always egged her, it really hurt her. Like, she could not understand. She
hurt her ego.
Told me that even though she had been married 5 times, every man that she told I only married to wanted her to come back home.
Really?
And that's that narcissist shit that y'all talking
sure.
about. She literally played, like, that's literally how she moved.
Yeah, women do it too. And don't underestimate a narcissist too of leaving things behind, because that will always get them in the door. Like, they'll be like, oh, I left my whatever over there. Hey, I gotta come and get it at like 1:30 in the morning. Hey, I forgot I left this over there. Oh, I need my clothes. I need this shirt at like 2:30 in the morning. Nah, bro.
I started stuff away. I didn't care what it was.
But they purposely do it. But they purposely do it.
This fool said she popped up on you like Michael Myers on October 31st.
Swear to God. Swear to God. So you guys at this time are still, after Atlanta, he comes back. You guys are still talking.
And I told him he couldn't stay with me, so he went to go stay with the significant other.
Okay. So now, in between this time, let me ask you, were you also seeing other people?
Not really, no.
No. Okay.
No, not really. No.
Okay. So then he comes back up here, and then what happens from then?
He come back up here. He gets back to coming to my house every day. I still didn't understand how he was at my house every day and lived with like 4 or 5 other women.
Yeah,
he lived with more than one chick. Because he left some everywhere.
This is a thing too, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Women accept breadcrumbs. They'll accept the smallest amount that you will give them. In order to have that little bit of attention, they'll accept it because you're giving them something. So that's why you could have 10 other different females and your main female, because the other ones aren't demanding, as a woman should, that you treat me accordingly.
That makes sense. Going back to what I said about the personal trainer got all the baby mamas. This is what he would do. He would pick what do they call them? A client of the week.
Lord.
So he would make them on his social media. So even though he's knocking all of them down, if he made you client of the week, what did they think though?
Right. They were the special.
How many bitches bitches he fucked with.
I'm the one.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
You're the one. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So he was at your crib. Now you said in the beginning, and I want to make this a very, very valid point for all the ladies out there. You made yourself available to him.
I did. I made myself available.
Okay. Because I think that's a huge thing too. That when, as a woman, you make yourself so available to men that they think that now you're available whenever the hell I want you to be available.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he was coming to your crib all the time in 2020 when he came back. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then what happened?
I mean, nothing. He was still being a liar, you know.
Yeah.
Like, he popped up on my birthday, my last birthday that he was around. And, you know, I let him in. I wasn't doing nothing. I was chilling with one of my friends. And my friend was like, I'm not leaving until I know you're good. Like, if he looked like he about to fight you.
So even your friends knew what they knew to have.
Oh, everybody knew.
Even the thought, okay.
My customers, when I was a store manager at Family Dollar, have heard him tell me, I'm going to kill you.
And damn.
Like, tried to snatch me up across the register. So, yeah, like.
That's why, like, and I want to step in, and people always talk about soul ties. But I don't think it's always just souls. I think just some people think they always got you.
Yeah, like you're their property.
You don't really want to be, you know what I'm saying? You don't have nothing for their ass.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
You literally are their property. Like, that's what it is.
Yeah. But, I know we going deeper, but I want to fast forward, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
To that, and I spoke on a little bit earlier, the situation that night. Now, I want you to be, if you feel comfortable talking about it.
I don't care. I'll talk about it.
Explain to me, when I say that night, tell them what that night was. When I say that night, and what happened.
It was like any other day, I talked to him about an hour, maybe before he popped up at my house. He told me he was about to go to a festival in Mexican Town, and I'm like, okay. I'm at my homegirl house. We smoking a blunt. My little one thing called me like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, okay, we need to talk business about some properties that we had together. I'm about to be at your house. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm going to leave. I'm coming straight to my house because I want to see him. Okay. I get there. Nobody's there. So why you say you was at my house? You ain't here. He like, because you moved too slow. I want to be there. So I'm like, all right, that makes sense.
And this is a friend you have properties with.
This is my friend. This is my business partner, basically.
Okay.
So I had been drinking earlier. It was 95 degrees. I was sick, throwing up on the way home, trying to hurry up and get home. So when I get there, I immediately jump in the shower. Soon as I'm about to get in, he called. I'm outside. I let him in. Whoop.
And this is who?
My friend.
Okay.
So he's sitting down chilling. I'm about to get in the shower, and I hear tapping, like a key tapping on my door. So I know that's how our maintenance men tap on the door, but I'm butt naked. I'm about to get in the shower. I'm not about to go to the door. And he wasn't about to go check the door because he don't live there.
Right.
So getting in the shower, he come in the bathroom quick because my door was already open. He like, somebody trying to come in through your window. And I'm like, huh? Before I can say huh again, I hear boom, then shots. And I'm like, the fuck? So I'm standing in the shower like, oh, shit, what just happened? Like, right. What's going on? So we called 911 immediately, and he like, you know who that is? And I looked, and sure as shit, it was my son's father.
And he didn't know that. He thought somebody was trying to break in your crib.
Yeah, he really was protecting us. He didn't know him at all. He had never seen him before. They weren't friends.
Right.
They don't even stay in the same place. Like, he's never crossed paths with him before.
Oh, my God. Wow.
And my children were there. So it was a lot.
The kids were there?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Our son was actually out by where he fell after he got shot. And he said something the other day to my mom. And I'm just like, because he's one with autism, like, severe. Did he see? Because he hasn't said anything about it. But he just be randomly saying stuff about guns. And I'll be like, what do you watch? You watch SpongeBob all day. I know SpongeBob.
Right.
With the pistol out. So where did you get it from?
But you did talk about how it affected you afterwards too. Even though everything that y'all went through, even though, you know what I mean? Like, can you tell everybody how it affected you mentally and how you're trying to, how you're trying to get through it, I guess I would say.
It hurt my feelings that he did that to me and my kids.
Yeah.
Because I knew he was out here doing a lot. I couldn't prove it, but I knew it. So, like, right before the police came out, the first 3 minutes, I got my time to mourn. No, I didn't run up and cry, but I already knew it was over. I ain't see no movement. He was just laying there. So afterwards, I started going to therapy. I started eating more. I stopped going out. Like, my friends was trying to pull me outside. People was threatening me, telling me I set them up, which I can't set a bum up.
Right.
The person who shot him the one with the money. So
Ain't
I'm
that
set
so
up a bum.
cold how the world is?
Yeah.
Dog started breaking to hit her house.
Right.
A bum that used to live off me, though.
Right. Right.
How I'm going to set somebody up I used to take care of, feed, and clothe? That don't even make no sense to me.
Right. Right. Don't say anything about anything.
Yeah, like, they was going crazy. I'm Crime in the D on me. They was talking about me
Wait a
crazy.
minute, so if to the people that don't know, Crime in the D is a Instagram page that pretty much talks about everything. Homicide, accidents, anything crazy that happens in Detroit.
Okay.
Probably has about 100,000 followers. And they was going in on you on that too, like it was your fault.
Some people was trying to hit, obviously. They like, damn, you must have some good shit. You got a motherfucker climbing through your window. And yeah, then other people like, well, she set him up. They both should go to jail. And I'm like, I was naked in the shower. I wasn't even, come on now.
Right.
We wasn't chilling where he broke in at. We was all the way in the back of my apartment.
And the fact that he going through a window anyway.
I was about to say, even in the midst of all of it, they still want a victim shame.
Right.
Like,
Right.
he went through the window.
You going, that is not a point of entrance.
Not at all.
For anywhere.
That's an emergency exit.
Exactly.
In case of a fire. Jump out the window, not come in.
I'm sorry, that is so crazy to me, but I know that's the world we live in.
So this hasn't been how long ago?
It'll be a year, July 19th.
So you're still fresh. And I'm not even
fresh,
saying
yeah.
from the death, but for everything.
Yeah, it's still fresh. Like, I recently just talked to one of the chicks he was cheating on me with. Like, I went to her house and kicked it with her.
Yeah. She was probably cool, too.
She was cool. We similar.
Right.
Know? She was kept like me.
Yeah, do you think that there's a lot of similarities between, like, you and the other females?
Nah.
No?
He picked her because I told him to go find a replacement as close to me as you could, but I knew you wasn't going
And she
to.
was the one. Okay.
I mean, I only say that because people that know me have seen her and thought it was me, and I'm like, I don't look that much like her, but I feel you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I requested that he found somebody like me since I wasn't good enough for him. Like, go ahead.
And I hear that a lot from females. God, they say, I'm not good enough for you. For you to commit to me, for you just to be with me. And a lot of females will say, since I'm not up to your standards, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to be with you because I'm not good enough for you.
Right.
In actuality, he wasn't good enough for you. You know what I mean?
I knew that back then. I wanted to save my friend.
Yeah.
Because he was he was a great person. He was very artistic. He was creative. He worked on cars. He was a dope person when he wasn't being crazy.
Right.
Like, I miss my friend. I can't say that I don't miss my friend. Me and him been friends for over a decade.
Right.
I didn't get to say goodbye. I didn't get to go to the funeral. And then now your mama and your sister playing in my face. Like, y'all ain't know who I was. But y'all want a private investigator to come investigate what happened?
Yeah.
Stop playing with me. Ask that significant other why they caught him leaving her crib at 6:30 and then flying to my house, which is 25 minutes away, and he got there in like 15, 17 minutes. So you was blowing through all the lights to get to me.
Right, for sure. For sure. Well, I mean, you have dealt with a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot.
I'm happy to still be here.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to ask you before we close out. How are you feeling now? Like, what in the mental space, where are you at?
I'm actually great. I got my tattoo covered up. I had his name on me out of fear. It wasn't a choice.
I was gonna ask you
And
about
that's
that
another
too.
thing, too, I want to mention is that men like that, they rule with fear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They rule with fear, period. Like, if they know you don't want to do something for them or they know you are trying to get away from them, they're going to scare you into doing whatever they want you to do. But you got the tattoo covered up. That's a great move.
When I got my tattoo covered up, I think it was last week. I can't even remember. I've been smiling ever since.
Yeah.
I feel so free. I'm so happy that part of my life is over with.
and she posted her tattoo, and I even told her like it actually looks good because you know sometimes when they cover up tattoos, it's still you can kind of still see what was there before. They did an amazing job.
Thank you, Lane.
Salute,
Joker,
man.
you my dog. He done did most of my tattoos, and when I got it, I told him like I'm getting this covered up. I just don't know when. It's gonna be a cover up.
When you first got it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he said she did it out of fear.
Yeah, he knew it because he could hear him yelling at me on the phone.
He didn't care though, huh? No.
He didn't care.
So for all the females out here, if we could just say
a word or two.
A word. If you would say if a female right now is going through something similar, or if they see red flags that, you know, similar to domestic violence that you went through, or ones that are saying he would never do this to me, or you know what I mean? I love him. I can't get away. We all understand that it's hard. There's no denying that. But what would you say to them?
I would say you can never say what a person won't do. I don't care if you've been with them for 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, 365 days. I ain't never had a break. You'll never know a person's true colors until you tell them no.
That's what's up. And man, listen, real talk, I want to salute you for coming on here today. Because as long as I know you, like I said, you told me snippets. We've talked a little bit. But, you know, some of the stuff you still regarded, I think you would agree with that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you were able to come on this story. Like I said, it won't change the past. It won't change none of that.
No.
But at least, and I told you with your personal healing, I think this will help you just.
Oh, yeah, this definitely was very beneficial to me because, like I said, it's still people to this day who I know she set him up. And again, I can't set a bum up. I'm going to let y'all know that right now. I don't care who rich in your family. I can't set a bum up that I fed, clothed, and got disrespected by every day. That would be done to me. What am I going to set you up for? Right. And what I'm going to get out of you?
And while we sit here, I want to make a major announcement for her as well, that she's going to go back to doing art. You know what I'm saying?
Good for you.
She'll go back to art. You know what I'm saying? She's going to do that. She's going to start her OnlyFans. So, guys, it's 19.
You know what?
Oh, I thought you said, okay, I must have missed.
What you doing? Hold on a minute.
Listen to him.
$19.99?
Oh, my
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, my God. But the courage, and I salute you for the courage coming out here today to tell your story and to inspire other women to who might be in the same situation, because I do know a lot of them, and I'm sorry that that's a situation you had to go through, because I know personally that it can be troubling, and there's triggers and stuff like that, but I'm happy for you. You're getting through it, and I know you feel free, because I know you felt like you was in jail for like 10 years.
I felt like a freed slave. Yeah, this was over. Like,
so it's possible.
My first summer free, y'all.
It's possible.
Everywhere.
Talk to them. And to our sponsors, I know, and to our listeners, I know the show is a little bit different than we normally do. You know, sponsors, definitely we got you. We'll give y'all extra free week. Don't worry about it.
Ready to rock the house.
You know, something like this, we had to make sure that we got this word out there, because we said when we first started doing the Whipping AK show, it wasn't about trying to prove nothing to the other state. It wasn't about that.
No.
It was about being real and helping, you know, just bringing realness to people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that we were able to bring something real as hell. It wasn't always about he, just real shit, man. I'm glad we could do that today.
Yes, and of course, thank you, Jesse. Got the mic on?
No problem.
Thank you very much. The 419 Grind Podcast.
Come back anytime. This is fun.
Man, it looks good in here, too. It's a little hot, bro.
I'm because I was feeling like motherfucker at first. I was too fired up, man. Well, for real, we going to get out of here. You know what to do. Check this video out. The audio podcast will be up as well. You know what to do. Share it, like it, tweet it, whatever you do, man. And keep rocking with us. We'll see y'all next week on the Whip and AK show for Whip
and AK
and our special guest.
Hey, I'm Nikki.
We will see you next time on the Whip and AK show, Uncensored. Take care, y'all.
See ya.
Bye.
Good shit, y'all.
That was good. That was good.